I'm going to dedicate this sound check.
This going out to you,
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. I don't care who's wrong, who's right.
No, ma'am.
I don't really.
We are talking about Proud Mary.
No, ma'am. I'm
Rolling. Rolling.
No, I'm talking about
rolling.
in-house, Nutbush City Limits. I want that. Anime. Anime.
Now, anime.
Eat the cake, anime.
Eat it.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
We're recording.
Thanks. Eat the cake, anime.
I know. I was coming out of lunch with a friend, and my aunt had sent me, because, you know, TMZ just, ugh.
They tell all the business.
Dead. They didn't say
dead.
passed away. They said dead at 83.
She lived a long life.
I mean,
And you know what? Also, she was in Switzerland living her best life because she said that the United States was not giving her flowers the way that they deserved to give her flowers.
I want to leave this country too.
And that her man was in Switzerland.
Look,
And her money was in Europe.
them
And
with bank
was
accounts.
in Europe. And that also like the respect. She was like
absolutely.
in like Europe she was big. But in the United States, she wasn't as big as people like her. Her example that she used was Madonna. So she renounced her U.S. citizenship and said, you know, I'm out. Goodbye. I don't need y'all. I'm going
3,000
to be with the Swiss, and I'm gonna have me some great chocolates, and I'm gonna make all my money in Europe because they respect me. And I'm like, I am not mad at it.
Pretty black skins suck up this good Switzerland air.
It's cold, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we are ready, you ready?
She was on my bucket list. So now Tina
Turner
and Prince are dead. They are killing my
well, look, I feel like Jesus is like, look, we need good concerts up here since y'all don't know how to act down there.
Okay, I'll take it. And he also telling me, do it now, not later.
Right.
Let's do it
now. And I mean, it doesn't mean go blow out all your savings or whatever, but it does mean, like, you know, don't procrastinate on things that are important to you.
Or they can make you happy.
Are you want to welcome? You got it? You got it in your phone?
You gonna let me talk? She was late, y'all, and I was on time.
Yes. I was late.
Say it again.
I was late by like 8 minutes.
No, it was actually 10.
Oh, no way.
I looked at the clock. It's a clock right here.
It's clock fast. What is that? What is
it?
it? Okay, well, no, that's right.
You know what? Welcome to the Random Black Girls Podcast, episode 9. What is that? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete. Nueve. Look at that.
Wait, nueve, ocho. No, nueve, right?
You, the doctor?
Yeah, nueve. Yeah.
Look at that.
I sing the little song in my head.
I think you can.
Uno,
I
dos,
don't.
tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve. Yes, that's it. That's all I got. I also know how to say where's the bathroom and beer and credit card.
I do not.
And I can do cuss words.
Ooh, I think I know that one.
What?
Pinte joto.
What?
Pinte joto?
What is that?
I don't know it.
You mean like pinchy?
Pinche! I shouldn't be saying that out loud.
Yeah. The way you said it is like PJ.
And
Puta.
like,
Oh gosh, they're gonna probably
like a
edit us or
BJ?
something. What?
PJ.
I'm done with him.
Okay.
All right.
Episode 9, y'all. May be random.
See what we did there?
that? No, she did that.
I did that, but I like it.
I don't do that. Those types of
You
things.
a hater.
I'm not. So, the purpose of this podcast is to bring black women together, discuss health, wellness, and overall life topics that affect and are important to black women. That's what we do. We have made black women our business.
Amen.
Period.
Amen.
That's my new tagline.
Really?
Yes. I think it's going.
You know what? I think that'll be cute. Let's take it. Let's do it. Alert Alliance. We make
women.
black women our business.
Period.
No, the period can
No.
go, but
Okay.
making black women our business is really cute. I
You
like
hear
that.
it?
It's ours now.
Y'all
Don't try
are-
to take it.
No, we need a NDA.
Patent
Trademark. Registered.
There you go.
Period.
Don't take it, damn it. Period. We make Black women our business. We about to rebrand. Look.
Yes.
She loves to say brand. She loves to say brand. I be like,
I do.
Brand. We don't have a brand.
We do have a brand.
Black women being our business.
That's our brand.
Look at you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know I'm all about me.
Let's get in the room and make it happen, Captain.
Have we not been in the room?
Come on in the room, as they say.
Have we not been at the table?
Well, we're going to talk about that too.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
You going to scream?
Yes!
Anyways.
And not in your face like I did that lady.
You screamed in the lady face?
I completely screamed in her face.
We're going to stick a pin in that because, look, there's a whole story that needs to be told. There's a whole story that needs to be told.
Like burning my soul, like money be burning my pocket. So how do you contact Allure Alliance? You can go to our website, www.randomblackgirls.com. You can follow us on the IG, Allure Alliance, TX. You can catch us on Twitter at TXAllure, or you can email us at allurealliance@yahoo.com. What's been going on with you?
Actually, like this whole month has been crazy for me.
Look, you like crazy though.
I don't know that I like crazy, but
she likes crazy.
I have the tendency to like busy, and I have to start doing this whole
Another word for crazy.
No. Like there's like busyness that I just really am like. There's always constant movement in my house, in my life.
Yeah.
Like there has not been a timeout. Like timeout. Let's just not for a little while. There hasn't been that, but over the last month I've realized the need for that for me. That's because we went, like the whole family went to Legoland in San Diego.
I want to go.
Was
my
nice.
Kids.
Yeah, you got to do it before they age out. Like 12 is probably the max out of the age, like where they're gonna like be able to get on the rides and have a good time. Because some of the rides are really catered for a younger audience, which is what I like. The parents and the people there, nice. Like not like when you go to like a theme park and people are like in line, they push and they shove and they don't, none of that. It was very nice, and we stayed in a hotel that was on site. So
awesome.
There was dance parties and like they kept the kids occupied till 9:00 at night. My son did not want to. Like they had a whole room with like a lit up dance floor, thinking like
sounds like my kind of party.
Right, and every time you got in the elevator, it was a disco ball, and they played a song like Car Wash and Disco Inferno.
Like a real disco ball.
Yes, like when you got in there, like it did lights and all types of stuff, and you're supposed to dance, and all that kind of stuff. Every time you got in the elevator, we ate on site mostly. We stayed on site mostly.
Okay.
But it was fun. But I'm the house manager, so
of course.
It was like getting kids and get up and go to sleep, and they had like a separate area for the kids, so that was cool. Like a bunk bed and a trundle and TV, so we didn't have to watch what they were watching. So that was fun. I also got my son into an intensive therapy program, which is out in Dripping Springs. So from my house, it's an hour drive.
Oh my gosh.
So an hour there, and I gotta be there at 10:00 in the morning, and after dropping my son off at school, and like getting out of the house was bedlam. And then I had my the other half of my mouth got done, my dental procedure, and that's been painful. Like it was more painful than the other side, but the other side was worse. So, and they gave me medication that made me throw up, so I threw up like 3 times a day.
Trash.
It's an opioid. I don't see how people do opioids, because that right there I was jittery and like nauseous the entire time, so I was just like, this is terrible.
Right.
And like by the time you come out, like I was coming out of like feeling bad, I called the doctor. I'm like, oh, you don't have to take it anymore. You can just take ibuprofen. I'm like, why did y'all give me this?
In the first place.
Because the last time they didn't give me this, and I was like ralphing 3 times a day, which isn't fun. And my mom was like, you're looking thin. I said, that's called throwing up and not eating. I'm not trying to.
I'm on the vomit diet.
That's called bulimia, and I don't want it. Thanks, but no. So other than that, we had an award ceremony that we
Oh
did.
my God.
And we're gonna dedicate a whole section to telling this story. But
incredible.
Well check mental health check in for me has been I am overwhelmed. And I've been telling people now, like instead of saying
Good. Yes.
I got it, I'll do it, no, I'm fine, I've been saying I'm overwhelmed.
Good.
And
you should.
Yeah. Well, the one thing is, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. So that's me right now. Like, I'm overwhelmed with kids and responsibilities, and
the American dream is a trap.
I've never believed in the American dream.
I did.
Like the whole house, picket fence, kids, 2.5 children. I know what a 0.5 kid and a dog is.
That shit slapped me in the face and woke me up.
It woke you up like Ghost woke up his son with the gun. He said, "Wake up, little nigga." There's a gun right here. That was life. Wake up, little nigga. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Who told me to do it?
I was like, it's a trap. It's a trap. I got trapped. I got kids now. I feel trapped.
Right.
A gilded cage, if you will. It's nice, but I can't leave.
Right. We stuck.
No, I mean, seriously, like, I just have been overwhelmed because I feel like now I'm at a position where I'm starting to think about the next steps of, like, look at your life. I'll be 42 this year. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I got a whole lot of life left to live. And I don't know. Like, I need to start thinking about what that looks like. Because, we do our own thing now. And I'm still doing my own thing. But I'm like, shoot. Am I going to be doing my own thing for the rest of my life? Or I'm going to do a little bit of something over here, a little something over there. What about my kids? That kind of stuff. It's like
you are a person who is going to be doing a little bit something all your life. I
believe it.
Ever see you like in this is the one-way mode.
Unless I hit the lotto.
You still ain't going to do right.
I think if I hit the lotto, then I will just do a lot of vacationing.
No, I don't think that you would even give yourself that luxury.
I would, because I'd have the money to do it.
No, you'll be worried about who's going to be asking you for money.
I already talked about this. Just set up a
foundation. You're going to be thinking about all the logistics behind winning the money.
I will, for like a month and a half, 2 months.
And that name better be in, that check better be in Conrad's name. Because it's spent.
Let me just say, Texas is a community property state. It doesn't matter who's naming it, as long as you signed a marriage document. Anyways, what's been going on with you, Miss Missy?
I'm still on my high of our achievements as Allure Alliance. I'm still on my high of being heard, seen, and acknowledged as a Black woman with a vision, passion, and mission.
Amen to that.
My kids are out of school for the summer, so this is going to be interesting.
Are you summer camp all like every
not
day?
Summer camp ready, not at all. It was so funny when we went up to the school to have the kids' end of the year parties. You could see the excitement on the teachers' faces.
I believe it.
About getting those kids
up out of there.
Out of there.
And they still got to come back and do like continuing education and all that stuff. They just be like, oh, take your children. Okay.
It's like, I can understand. Like, you know what? After everything that's going on in the cultural, the societal world, I understand where these teachers are feeling the stress. I totally understand it. So when they want to kick them kids out the damn building, I understand.
Right.
I'm going to Dallas to clean, tie up loose ends for my grandmother's estate. And so that's making me feel real emotional because it's, I've been living in La La Land with, this isn't done, so this isn't really happening yet.
It's not done, so it's not over?
Exactly. So I definitely know that I'm like in the last stage of grief. And so that makes me feel...
What is that, acceptance?
Yes.
Okay.
That it has happened. There's no praying to make it the nightmare be over. It's like real. You're awake. Boop. That's about it. I want to talk about.
Wait. We
Pat
working up to it. A slow burn.
Ourselves on the back.
A slow burn.
I've learned to tell my kids and my husband, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm overwhelmed. No, mommy don't want hugs right now.
Oh, yes.
No, you can't. Like, I've just learned to say no. And I see their little hearts being broken right in front of me.
Is it?
But they look so sad. You know how dramatic kids are.
Girl.
And so now that I've understood that when the dramatics come in, that's when the mom guilt comes in. And so now I'm just like, you know what? Take that shit outside.
Yeah, I know. Mommy does not want to hug right now.
Right. So.
I'm busy doing other things right now. Like that, and then,
right.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, I know. It sucks. However, I don't even say I'm sorry. I say it sucks. However, that's what it is. Because in life, you know, you kind of have to accept that sometimes you don't like stuff, but that's what it is.
I know, right?
So even with the youngest one, I'm starting to, because he does this thing where he goes, hug, and I was like, mommy doesn't feel like being hugged right now. I'll come back to you.
Right.
And he'll go, like, he does not get the, I'll come back to you.
Right.
Like, no, how dare you tell me now?
Right.
And then I'm like, go watch Bluey. And he's like, Bluey? And he's out of here.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't really feeling me. I was just around.
Well, I'm happy to hear you actually say out loud that you are now saying that.
Yes.
Out loud. Projecting,
yes.
Not projecting it, but just, you know, letting
announcing
the family know, like, mommy can't always be mommy 28 hours a day. Like, it's not a thing.
Right. Right. So, speaking of that, what May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
It is.
You want to talk about a little bit about mental health awareness and like?
Yes, absolutely. You know, after I had kids and went through postpartum depression, I realized that I had some mental health issues that needed to be addressed. I don't know if it was just magnified after having kids or if it was, you know, I feel like it's different when you're younger, you're not married, you don't have the responsibilities of a family life because you can just run away from things. And when I was living with postpartum depression, now I've been diagnosed with anxiety, which is still considered a mental health issue. I just had to learn how to just say, okay, you're fine. One of my favorite affirmations to myself is, you are well, you are okay. And that is funny because when I first started hearing people say that, you know, say that out loud, tell yourself you're okay. And it's like, that sounds ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually verbalize words,
yeah,
it's so powerful. And I think when it comes to black women, especially black women who are single moms or just in relationships that aren't fruitful, but they're still trying to have a family and do all the things. It's just so much stuff, things that we have to do that's supposed to be what moms do or what women do or what black women do. It's, oh my God, just saying all that out loud is overwhelming for me now, because now it's like, no, I don't have to do all those things. I feel like I was raised or socialized to be a certain type of woman, and once I felt like that didn't fit the woman I wanted to be on the inside,
right,
which in turn reminds me of, since we do work with people that are non-binary, transgender, and when people go like, they just need to be who they are. They're trying to be that.
Right, and you trying to get in the damn way.
Yes, and because
right.
of societal things, you know, and these labels.
Right.
Mental health has been stigmatized.
Absolutely.
You're crazy, or you losing your mind, or it ain't nothing wrong with you.
And if you're seeing that it's happening and you're going to say it out loud,
right?
But I'm also not going to do anything about it but be dismissive.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not helpful.
No.
She crazy, and
right.
then that's it. Or you're going crazy, or you're losing your mind. Yeah, so why not throw me a life raft, fool? Like,
right.
why not, like, have some empathy for that? Yeah. You know, I think a lot of times we don't have that.
I go to therapy, every 2 weeks. I need it. It has brought me so much. I wouldn't say joy in my life to be able to reevaluate me and who I want to be and how I want to raise my kids and what kind of wife I want to be and friend and daughter and all those things. But I think like the stigmatism of having a mental health issue has been definitely disproportionately works in our disadvantage as Black women and in Black communities.
Yeah, I feel like if you're Black, you need therapy, period.
Trauma,
right? Because
generational,
just
historical.
PTSD is like legit, like for Black folks, period.
Yeah.
And I think that it is compounded. It's compounded like interest. You know what I mean? And this isn't like a set rate. This is an adjustable rate. So sometimes you got a lot of interest, and sometimes it's lower, right? And so, like, when I had my first son, I was waiting for a postpartum depression. You know that thing where you're like double dutch,
right?
And you're looking ready to jump in, and I never got a chance to jump in, right?
Right.
I didn't have it, right? But with my second pregnancy, because it was an early pregnancy and
I was traumatized.
I have PTSD from it.
I have not seen a baby that tiny in my life.
But look at him now; he's huge.
He looks like he's 12.
But also, like for me, I had postpartum depression because not only are you in that situation where you can't take your baby home, but you also can't touch your baby without permission. You can't do like you have to have and then there's always something that's going on, right? So. And like rounds, like I was there for rounds. Like I was a glutton for punishment in the hospital. I was always there for rounds, which means that all the doctors and all the nurses that were working on your baby will stand around your child's area and then run off all of the issues that they're having and like the successes and failures and what they hope to see in like every day, every single day. So I was there at rounds every day. And you know, and I'm breast pumping, and they just talking. They're like, anybody have any questions? And I'd be like,
and let's say she made milk like a factory, y'all.
Yeah, I did.
It was crazy.
I had a whole deep freezer full. And once again, and that was a part of my anxiety too. Was like, if I couldn't control A, I can control B. I can control breastfeeding.
Right.
Therefore, this is what I can do every 2 hours. Doesn't matter what I was doing. See, and that's the thing. Like. When you have a child with special needs like I have, or they call them medically fragile or medically complex, I have a child that needs a lot of care. Yeah. So whenever you go to a doctor's appointment, and doctor's appointments are regular, you have to run down all your stats all over again. So every 3 months we have to say, what meds are your kids on? What, how early were they born? And they ask you everything. You have to remember, bop, 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 down. And it's like, it is traumatic to constantly have to run it down.
Because it's like
you can't get out of it. Yeah, you can't get out of it.
Well, I feel like that with Black people when it comes to medication too. So when I got put on medication, I was like, okay. But I felt like now there's really something wrong with you because you have to take medicine for it. And it took me a minute to get around to the point that I was like, yeah, that's why you're taking the medicine, to level you out.
But you know what's crazy? Everyone will talk about their blood pressure meds.
Yeah.
Everybody will talk about their diabetes meds and all type of other medicines that you take on a day-to-day basis. Which some of those things are lifestyle reasons where you have to take them. You can make a couple of changes. You might not have to take them as much. But when it comes to mental health, you say you got to take some kind of meds for anxiety or depression. Like my dad has bipolar, right? He's bipolar. And he has the manic depressive one. So if I call him and talk to him and say, are you taking it? Make sure you take if you don't do nothing, take your meds because it's important that, because when you feel good, and I think a lot of Black folks, when you feel good,
they stop.
Oh, I feel good now. Let me stop. No, maybe it's the medicine.
Right, exactly.
Once you get over the hump of side effects, you now are moving into the leveling of your chemistry and all that kind of stuff. So
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm just like, we got to take that shroud off of mental health because, quite frankly, I feel like you can't be Black and in America and not have PTSD. You can't have trauma, collective, secondary, or otherwise, or
Absolutely.
that when I turn on the TV and I see that they didn't choke the man out
again
on the subway because he was yelling about the fact that he was hungry, and people watched and didn't do nothing.
No.
And the man got to walk away and they had to rally to get the police to charge, and for this man to get a GoFundMe and raise millions of dollars in 48 hours.
I missed that.
And we got little Miss Flint trying to make $3 million to get them clean water pipes and filters.
How many years later?
Girl, my son is 12, and Flint has not had clean water for a long ass time. So that's how I look at it. As like, you can't live here with our sordid history in this country and not escape unscathed. It's just not how it works. Now, compound whatever life situation you got.
Right.
You have, a single parent, so you might have abandonment issues for not having the parent around or whatever. You might have, sexual assault. You might have, domestic violence or intimate partner violence. You might have all this other stuff that layers on top of you're gonna have trauma. Because, when it comes out, for black women, they say, it changes your DNA.
Absolutely.
It changes your DNA, so then you're having kids with changed DNA. So what do you think is going to happen? They're going to have trauma response. They're going to be sensitive to trauma in a way that, had you not had these.
Right. Well, I like to take it back.
Oh.
So
Lord,
when we talk about black
going
women,
down to slavery now.
We is Harriet Tubman, girl, here I come. Black women experience higher rates of mental health issues compared to other demographic groups.
That makes sense.
They often face unique stressors, and we can name a few, including systematic racism, gender bias, discrimination, and socioeconomic disparities, which contribute to their mental health.
Yeah. And I'm going to say strong black woman is a mental health issue.
Superwoman, the cape. I mean, I'm kind of starting to feel a little way about the crown, too.
Now, look.
So
I watched this show this morning because Law and Order wasn't on.
You have time to watch TV?
I watched the show while I was doing some work with the CSW stuff.
How was it? Was it nice?
No, I'm doing work.
Oh.
But the show was called 1001 with Tiana Taylor in it. She played. And there's a line.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. I'm not going to spoil it. There's a twist. And I literally out loud was like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a line that hit me in my chest. It's like, she says, don't nobody give a damn about black women but other black women, and even that shit gets messy. I was like, yo, who wrote that?
True.
Who wrote that?
That is true.
Who wrote that? Because, Derek Jackson out here still giving marriage advice. In relationship advice.
When you...
Why his ex-wife out here talking about, I used to watch sex tapes of him and try to imitate and look at the other women's body and try to imitate.
What?
One dude got on there and was like, if she would have been watching this video.
Porn is not real.
But it was his sex tapes with other women she was watching. And all of that. So that hit the internet hard this week, too. And I was like, somebody had said, look, had she been watching the videos he made, she would have known not to be with him. Because everything he talked about was everything he was doing. Mm-hmm. And there you go. Now, I'm going to say I was a fan of Derek Jackson in the beginning because he was good looking.
Yeah, he's cute.
But then it was like, okay, this nigga stay in his car. That means he can't go inside and do it. If you can't go inside your house and do it.
Look,
I get it.
I tried to do an Instagram in my car. I didn't go viral, so I gave up. So I was like, yeah, everybody that's in their car got like 900 million followers.
My car too messy to be doing anything inside it.
Your car shows the truth.
Child. That's why when I watch Bluey, I like to watch Bluey because that's like on repeat in my house. The back seat of their car is messy. It's got like food crumbs, bags, toys,
the truth,
papers, those kind of. Yes. I just found a bag of like I had bought a cookie or something in the trunk. I was like, where did this cookie come from? Must have fell out of the bag. I was just like, look at me being terrible. Anyways, back to the mental health thing. What is your advice about, like, okay, if you're black, there's somebody out here that's like, okay, look, I'm not with the rah-rah. I don't know if I'm going to go to therapy. I don't know, but I'm feeling away, right? I feel like, you know, I need support maybe, or I need to like be able to learn how to put my finger on it.
Right.
What would be like? Because I think that for me, I did therapy. I'm not in therapy right now, but I'm like, I'm gonna reach out to a therapist.
I can't live without it.
I'm highly aware of my issues, and I think that that's keeping me level.
Right.
Like it's the point when you are not aware of your issues that for some people trips them up in their decision making. I'm like highly aware of what I have going on, so I try my best to be very deliberate about that. But my goal is to restart the therapy stuff, because I ran into the therapist that I used to go to, and she's like, I'm starting my own practice. I was like, give me your information and I'll go, because you know where I'm at. So that was like the sign, like, girl, it's fine. My husband's in therapy. He's a disabled war vet, so he's back in big time, which is good. And I'm like, good for you.
Yeah.
And like, I think at some point we are gonna have to go to therapy together, because we got a lot of pots that are still stirring, simmering, and some are boiling over. And that's gonna be a point where we're gonna have to be like, okay, look, we're going into year number 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing that happened this month.
Congratulations.
We've been married 4 years, and it feels like 40.
It feels like it's been longer.
It feels like 4.
I remember being in your wedding, but I
Yes.
still feel like it's been a long time.
And I was like, oh no, he ain't gonna make me cry at his wedding. And then his vows are better than my vows.
I've never seen this lady cry, but maybe that's a Virgo thing, because I've never seen my husband cry.
I cried this morning on that damn show.
I never saw it.
My husband came and was like, what's going on? I was like, they got me. Oh, they got me.
I've never seen it. On our happiest moments, which we're going to talk about, I've never seen this child cry.
Why do I need to cry?
Okay, here's the Virgo that's coming.
You know what? My husband said the same thing to me.
Yes.
He says, you don't cry. And I was like, I do cry. I just don't cry in public.
I just want you and my husband to tell me y'all gonna cry at my funeral. That's it.
I don't know. It depends. Are other people crying?
Everybody better be. Look, the ushers need to be picking you up off the floor. Who's shaking the casket?
So you want somebody? I'm coming with you. Jump on the casket.
Absolutely.
Do the whole 9.
Absolutely.
I don't want that.
You probably want to be cremated.
I was gonna say.
You probably don't want nobody at your service.
No. Look,
you probably don't even want no program.
What happens when I die is none of my business. I really feel like that.
I'm gonna make it my business.
But like, if I had to envision, like, you know, they have it now where you can plan your own funeral.
I'm ready.
I'm one of those people that I would plan my own funeral.
Girl, what this look like over here?
Beyond the grave, I'm controlling situations. But
yeah, you do have control issues.
I do. I absolutely do. So there's that. But like, my husband said to me too. He's like, when was the last time you cried? I'm like, why?
Because it lets us know that you're not a robot and you have emotions.
I'm like, look, I cry. I don't boo-hoo.
But is that something that's rooted in Black women? Because
no,
we don't cry. We are so resilient when it comes to adversity. We are so the ones that pick up all the pieces. We are so the ones that have to be the backbone, the mule of the family.
But you know what? I think that there's also, look, okay, I'm going to take it from the top to me, like societally, right? Top.
Mm-hmm.
Black women's tears have never gotten anything done, right? Like, you know what I mean? No, I'm saying it as, this is why a lot of Black women struggle with crying, I think, is that when you think of where we're at socio-politically, right? Where we're at in the pecking order, where we're at as a part of the overarching society in which we live.
Okay. Black
women's pain, trauma, tears hasn't moved anybody to do anything.
That's true.
Right? And I'm not saying that it hasn't moved us, like it definitely has moved us, but it hasn't moved anything for the pendulum any way, right? White woman cries.
Oh Lord.
Everything is falling down. Like, and white, women being pious, ideals of what it is to be womanhood has always been a stark contrast for what black women, it's societally, right?
Yeah,
think about racism, right?
Straight hair, tiny bodies.
And a lot of women, like white women, ain't even got tiny bodies and straight hair, but you know, like
paper bag,
idealistic
colored skin.
right?
Yeah,
right. Porcelain skin,
fragile.
They've even started that shit up now, where they're calling it vanilla. You know, a vanilla life, or you know, that kind of soft life.
Good
soft
night.
life. It's like we have not ever had the opportunity to have quote soft life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Not.
So you start there, right? Because when a black woman is crying, it's what's wrong with you.
Right.
Why are you doing that? Why
get
are you
it together?
Why, right. We've seen women get on TV after their children have been slain,
murdered,
and they've got up there and been straight-faced, deadpan, stoic, whatever, and had to deliver, you know, whatever it is that needed to be delivered at that time, and they were not allowed. Now, when Eric Gardner's family, you know, when he got killed, murdered, his wife was screaming, hollering, and did the whole thing, and people were like, why is she acting like that?
Right.
Not the fact that her family has been torn apart, but the fact that why is she acting like that? And we do that a lot. So when you think about that, there's that like societal they don't soften to black women's tears.
Nope.
Sucks. Then you got, for me personally, it is, but what is crying gonna do? That's where I'm at in my life. It's like crying for me isn't gonna do anything.
It makes me feel better. It makes me feel my feelings.
Crying doesn't make me feel better.
And it makes acknowledge the fact that I don't deserve this feeling right now, especially if it's discriminatory or...
See, but I don't cry when things like that happen. I don't cry about discrimination or things. Like, I cry when I am heartfelt in a way that it's like, for me, it's powerlessness that makes me cry. Like, oh my God, I can't control what's going on or my feelings around that. So I would cry in that place. I don't feel like that often, so I don't cry.
Yeah.
Like, often.
She doesn't.
You know. So for me, crying, like, I get emotional.
Yeah.
But, like, the emotional piggy bank takes longer to fill up for me. My husband, on the other hand, girl, my baby say, Daddy. And he started crying. Like, he started watching that little Jedi show, with the little cartoon Jedi show, and now he's been doing his hand like this with the Force. He saw that and bust out the crying.
Baby Yoda?
It's got a Yoda that's small. It's not Baby Yoda. It's like it's a cartoon for the little kids. Junior Jedi Masters or something like that. So there's a little black boy. He's one of the key characters, and he uses the Force, and now the baby uses the Force, and he just busts out crying, and I'm like, and I told him, I said, look, I think that it's really amazing to have that level of vulnerability, period.
Yeah.
I don't have it, and that sucks. Right? I'm not mad. I'm kind of low-key jealous. I can't bust a tear when I want to bust a tear, because now I'm like, oh, I want to cry. But why are you crying, girl?
Right.
What's going on?
Exactly.
Do you really need to be crying right now, or do you need to be doing something? Or do you just need to sit down? Do you need to get... Like, the wheels start turning when I start thinking about, I should cry.
Yeah.
About what?
Right.
I don't really give myself time to really feel bad for myself. I just be like, pity party of one will last for 15 minutes in the shower, and you also need to be showering while you're like, happy that
exactly
doing something.
Not.
We're going to have to get to the root of that shit. That's my mental health journey right there. Why you feel like you got to be doing some shit?
I don't know why.
The fuck? I don't know.
Because that's what you're used to. That's what your autopilot
I've been moving for a long time.
Clicked on. I don't know if you think that if you stop doing, you're gonna die.
I joined the sorority that I'm a part of because I saw that they were busy bees, and I said, "Oh, I'm a busy bee too, and I like it. That's not a bunch, but they be busy. I see them everywhere. I love that.
Yeah.
Like I gravitate towards people who are making moves. I like that.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I see that in you. Absolutely.
I love being in a room full of smart people. I love being in a room full of like people who are doing shit, and I'm like, ooh, this is nice.
Well, we should have.
That's a good segue. You gonna go ahead and start it up?
Oh.
Bam, 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 bam. Which one you prefer?
DJ.
I don't know.
Swan.
Really? That would be your DJ name?
Absolutely not.
What would be your DJ name?
My Lady Swan.
Swan is it?
Yeah, I love my last name.
See, I would not use anything that I would be like Lady Long Socks. That would be my DJ name. Or Long Socks on the ones and twos.
Okay, that's cute.
See, there you go.
And then you always in your
my
socks.
Yeah, and my online name for like gaming and stuff is Mom Long Socks.
Okay, you're a gamer.
That's a part of my mental health journey.
I learn something new about her every day.
I play video games. I'm one of the, like, my son tells me, out of my friends' moms, you're like one of the only ones that play video games. And I'm like,
no, I'm sure it's a whole hidden society of y'all.
No. I get that. Gamers, yes. Blurs,
no, I'm talking about just moms.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm talking about, like, in our people that we know. Like, I play video games with my son.
No.
And I don't do Minecraft that much. I do Minecraft Dungeons because you can fight.
I don't get it. I'm not interested. My kids watch videos and
Mario Kart.
The thing of the things with the guy talking about what the thing is doing.
Oh yeah, they watch those like walkthrough vids and stuff.
Oh my god, what is that? I feel like there's like some undercover, subliminal, turning my kids into a zombie situation.
No, what it is these kids watch these walkthroughs and then they go try to do it because these guys they've been able to like play the game for hours and they get paid for it and they do Twitch and all that stuff. I don't do Twitch.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like online video. Why is my phone going off? Like people don't love me until I'm doing something else.
I barely knows what the TikToks is.
But I do play. I play. There's that Disney game where it's like role play. I love RBGs, which are role player games. I love those, and I love card games. Like there's a game I play called Slave the Spire. I love it, and I thought it was boring for the kids, but they got into it because I'd be cussing at the thing like, "Take this, ooh, overkill, oh me!" Like, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons. But
I actually watched that movie.
But it is deliciously beautiful.
The light skin dude?
Yup. You don't think he was good looking?
I don't like light skin.
Doesn't mean that he doesn't look good.
He's cute.
Exactly. He looks good. He's very traditionally beautiful.
Like an elf.
Classically beautiful.
During those days.
Very symmetrical face.
Okay.
But what do? Chris Pine is cute too.
It was funny. And I don't think I like things like that. But we've gotten off the subject.
Oh yeah. So okay.
We've gotten
all right.
A whole other rabbit hole.
DJ Long Socks on the ones and twos.
And your girl, DJ Lady Swan on the twos and threes.
What the hell? If I'm on the ones and twos, how you gonna be on the two? You gotta be on the 3 and 4.
DJ Lady Swan on the 3s and the 4s.
I'm not doing this with you.
You couldn't live without me.
I couldn't, right? I totally could.
No.
Who would do a praise dance next to me if I
Y'all, look.
Have you in
my husband think I'll be at home doing witchcraft with my sage and lighting my candles and the incense. He would have been proud of me to see me do a whole sanctified come to Jesus dance.
First, tell him what you're talking about.
Yes, we are talking about the 2023 Austin Women's Way Magazine Award.
It was a gala.
I get like fancy.
It was a gala.
The dresses.
It's their it was their 8th annual, so they've been doing it for a while.
And we were. Tell them how we got to become finalists.
Okay, so there's a process where you submit.
And we submitted when?
At the very last of minutes,
and
because I did it.
And we're gonna do that.
You have to look. I was like, I'm gonna submit for this, and I thought it was just gonna be like named. It was like a whole like they asked a lot of information about this, and I was like, it has to be in by 11:59. I got it in at 11:58.
And because she was like, you want to do it? I was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Got it in at 11:58. And I was like,
gonna tell her no.
And this is me. Whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm going to throw it, at the very least, it will just say, oh, they're going to know that we exist.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean anything. So they had over 400, they had 400 applications overall, a little bit over 400.
Look at us.
Applications. And then we were selected as finalists. And I was like, oh, this is cute. because we
literally,
I submitted for the Rising Star Award, which is a award for a new organization, and they're making their way, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, we haven't been incorporated for a year yet. Let's do this, because it was like you could do multiple. And I was like, man, look, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to do. We're new, and I just want people to know our names or whatever. So I didn't think it was going to catch any wind at all. Period. We were just kind of throwing our hats in all types of rings and see what shakes, right? So for me, I was like, okay. And then it was like, you are a finalist. And I was like, finalist?
And even when you said that to me, when you like, oh, we became finalists, I was like, oh, okay, what that mean?
Right. And I was like, oh, for the Rising Star Award, this is what that means. Are we going to buy tickets or are we going to buy a table?
Yeah, we were so out here being regular. It didn't even make no sense.
I was just like, so I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and buy a table. We can invite people. We can go to their meet and greet networking event, and we can do all that stuff. So we went. We invited people. We're going to do a table. They called and was like, hey, I know you're a finalist, but we don't see your name for tickets. I was like, oh, yeah, we did not buy tickets. And they were like, oh, you're not going to attend? I said, oh, no, we got a table because we want to support, and we think it's really good to support women and to network. And we've known Sharonda in the past, and we were like, thank you for being a part of things that we've been a part of. We want to show up for y'all, because for me it was like, oh, a networking opportunity.
Absolutely.
And I totally was like, it's just a networking opportunity. It is something that we're gonna go meet some people, shake some hands, try to see if we can reach out to people and connect and see if they want to, align their missions with our missions. I was very much like, not gonna go get makeup done, not buying any new clothes. Like for the Black Fund, it was like makeup, clothes, family, do it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. Just gonna throw on some clothes. My mom's coming. I told her, she's like, you want me to wear it? I was like, it's just, it's regular.
Yeah, like we just gonna go talk to some people. That's it.
We're just gonna talk to somebody. And then, we got there and it was cute and backdrops and taking pictures and and I'm like, okay, our table's in the back. The very back.
It was in the
very back. There was they had set up the video equipment. We could touch it. Like we were we were in the back. Table 40 something. 46 out of what, maybe 50 tables? We were way in the back.
It was 500 people there.
Was it?
Yes.
There was 500 people that showed up. We were a part of that 500. So I'm like, okay, we sit in the back. I'm like, we're here for network. I literally put it in our Facebook groups and say, hey, anybody who got extra seats, anybody who want to come network, this is a really good opportunity for you to network. And we want a high tide raises all boats. Come get on our tide, right?
Yeah.
Some people showed up. That was great.
Some people didn't.
And some people didn't.
Should have.
It was free. It cost us something, but it didn't cost you nothing. That's how I like
when I tell you the cost, the price, it paid for itself, baby.
Did it?
Yes.
Okay, so we paid for a table of 10, and I enjoyed the food was good.
It was so good.
The food was good, and the chocolate on the table, and I was trying not to be a greedy goose, but I did.
The rolls was good.
The rolls were really good. The beef was good.
Look, y'all, this is how
I like food now.
We were just out here
and we're having a good time. We did a 360 machine and all types of the experience. We were here for
definitely an experience.
We were over here like, hey, Soup, that's
right.
Just being regular, right? And regular.
and then Dr. Sharita goes, girl, for real. If they call her name, who's gonna do the speech?
Look, my mom said to me because I called you over. I said, okay, so we're there. This was this past Thursday, wasn't it?
Yes.
A week ago. A week ago. One day
15 days ago.
So somebody's counting days. So we show up. I say to myself, and I say to others, we don't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting this award.
But that's what
we're new. Nobody knows who we are.
Yeah,
they know who we are, but in HIV prevention, people know us. But if you expand the pool, nobody know who we are.
Just two
random black girls, right? So, and I'm like, we're gonna go. I got dental surgery in the morning, so go have a good time, eat good, because I ain't gonna be able to eat well a week. Good solid food. So, all right, fine. So my mom says, "Are you?" Because they started calling winners, and I was like, "Oh, they doing speeches."
Look, she was following the program. I wasn't even looking at the book.
I'm looking at the program. I'm like, I'm taking bets on who's gonna win. Everybody I chose won.
Right.
Can I just say that?
You did.
And I said, in our category, this lady is gonna win. She even came dressed very culturally relevant. Da, 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 da.
Oh, was that her?
The one that we're right behind. Yeah.
Shut the front door.
The one that the 360.
Yes.
We were right behind her in the line. I said she was gonna win.
Oh.
But everybody I had said, "Oh, they're gonna win. They're gonna win." This person, this, and they were winning. I was like, "Oh, I need to go buy one."
I was out here looking at purses and shoes, y'all. Not shoes.
Shoes.
I sat right down next to Sharita and said, she said, "Who's gonna speak if we win?"
Yes, because I called you over.
And
you
my
were like,
exact
"Don't get
words
up."
were,
You.
"I'm just here for the party."
There you go. Because there was an after party that was supposed to be after. And they had a DJ that danced for that.
Yeah.
So we were here to hang out. I was ready to kick off my shoes too.
Yeah.
And then my mama was like, "I think you better write a speech." I said, No. And she was like, "No, write a speech." And I was like, since you ain't going to let it go, I'm going to write a speech.
Right.
I'm going to just throw something together is what I said.
Man.
I got on my phone and I was talking to people and getting this speech. I literally saved it in my phone as maybe speech.
And then I walked away, y'all, when they got to our category. You know how they popped your picture up on the projector screen? I said, well, let me just go up here and get a picture of us popping up on the screen. So
and I said to you when you said, "I'm going to take the picture," I said, "Girl, I would just do it from the seat because I'm going to zoom in."
Right. There is a zoom function on your phone. I was like, no, I'm just going to go up there. And I'm
you
just
can't
walking
use
up
technology.
there.
That's all
I
right.
can't.
It's
I
all good.
can't.
It's all good.
It's the devil. So I'm walking up there. They call our names and the finalists are. And then she goes, and the winner is. And I start walking closer and closer to the stage.
Girl, well, before you get to that part, I'm at the table,
Right.
videoing like this,
Way in the back.
and I'm like, and they're like, "Allure Alliance," and like everybody take a, oh, I'm like, no, this is me, no.
She's waving no. And
I'm waving no.
I'm screaming in people's face like, oh my
like, no.
God.
And then they said, Allure Alliance Inc. And they said my name too. And I was just like,
I didn't
I'm
hear your
recording.
name.
They said Dr. Sharita Ambrose, Allure Alliance.
Doctor.
And I said,
Because it wasn't.
I was holding like that. I said, "Oh shit!" Is literally what I said.
I said,
And my mom was like, "Go!"
I was like, oh fuck. They called her name.
We won.
We fucking won. And I started screaming in this lady's face and she goes, go on stage. And I was like, ah! We won! And when I tell you.
And while that was happening, I was tipping from the back like,
all
how
the
can I
way
get
from
through
the
all
back.
these goddamn tables and not fall and not?
Right. And the lady was like, go on stage. So I go on stage and I looked into the crowd and saw all those people and I just felt so emotional. I felt proud.
She did a praise dance.
I did
She did a happy holy dance. She did.
Got the Holy Ghost out and speechless, y'all. Y'all know I ain't never got nothing to say.
So
I always can talk.
she comes on the stage and I'm coming up the stairs to get on stage. She over there. I mean, I was like,
I
Lord,
was an organ and a tambourine.
that's what. That's what. And I was like, looking at you, and then I'm like, I got my phone in my hand.
Right.
They gave me the award. I'm looking like,
Because they couldn't give me
WTF, bro? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening?
We out here is what
So,
happened.
I gave you a hug, and
Barely.
then I did the one arms. We in front of
It
everybody.
wasn't a strong embrace like, girl, we did this shit. It was like a,
It was
let
like
me say this speech, girl.
So we get to the thing, and the first thing out of my mouth, because you were doing the whole thing, and I was like, "Are you okay?" That's what I did.
I was like,
Look,
no.
I had look in the moment. I don't remember having this up. It was after I had to process what the hell happened. So, I was like, "Are you okay?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then the mic was like up because I'm short. I had to pull it down, And then I could see a few faces in the front, and like people were taking the pictures or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, let me just say, we did not expect to win today.
No, we did not.
I said, so much so that I put it in my phone as maybe speech. Like, and everybody kind of laughed. You got a little chuckle. I couldn't see any faces. Yeah. I, to this day, can't make out any faces like that. Yeah. I looked at it. Was just bright to me, you know, and everything. So, and then I looked over at you, and you were like fanning.
Yes.
I said,
this $100 makeup job.
I said, are you crying? And I didn't think about the microphone. Yeah. I just looked over at you. I was like, are you crying?
I was like, yes.
She was like, yes. And everybody laughed. And I was like, okay. And then I started talking.
She did. She took the reins as she does. She took control as she needed to, because there was no way I could have put any words together.
You were like,
unexpected.
I was worried about you. I was looking at you like, I hope she does not pass out, or like, you know, like how you get really, and like you get lightheaded or something. And I was like, oh, I hope that you don't like gas yourself up so much that you fall out of your Wendy Williams style. Boo! I was like, I was really concerned originally. Originally, I was
got
concerned.
It together, y'all.
But when you pulled your phone, I said, "Oh, she all right."
Yes.
I said, let me, because I was like, they're gonna wrap us up if I don't start talking.
Right. I thought they were gonna wrap us up too, but they let us have it, huh?
And I got up there and I started talking, and it was like we sat in rooms and we waited and we died of waiting, and we wanted to be the squeaky wheel in the room, and that was not what I wrote down. I didn't write that down.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not write that down.
Okay, come through.
I wrote down the parts that I read. And I was like, you know, I just kind of started freestyling. I'm like, we do this all the time.
We do.
We be in rooms. People ask us questions. You know, don't let all of this blue hair and crazy affect fool you. I know. I'm smart. You know, I know what the fuck is going on. Sure. And I just started talking, and I said, oh, let me get to the speech I actually wrote. And then I started, you know, reading that and talking and saying that. And like, at the time I was doing it, I did not process I was doing it.
Right.
Right? And then out of all of the speeches, we were the only ones that got a standing ovation. That is, people stood up and clapped for us.
Yes.
And they felt that it was a very powerful speech. And I ended with a wonderful little Shirley Chisholm quote. And it's on our Facebook. So if you want to see the whole thing, it's like 3 minutes long. If you want to see it, you can go onto our Facebook or Instagram. It's up there. But I might even put a little at the end of this podcast. I might just tack on our speech or something like that. Whatever the case, I got off that stage like after they took her picture or whatever, and the first thing I did was I had to leave the room. Yeah. Well, actually, Kidada gave me a big hug. I didn't know she was there.
I didn't see her till
she came out and just gave me a big hug, and I was like, "Let me go." I went straight out. I sent a text message to my husband. OMG, we won. Didn't expect this. No. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I went out there and I was like, what the F? And then you came out afterwards. And I like that. And the rest of the night I was just in this.
Yeah.
What happened mode?
Right.
People were coming up to us. And,
yes.
And I'm one of those people that like, I love attention. Attention is wonderful. When I put myself in the position to get attention. When other people put attention on me, I'd be like, oh, what am I do? What am I do?
You are like that. You are like that.
I don't like that. Get that camera out of my face.
And I'm like, what? Girl, you need to suck up this moment.
And you're the opposite. Yeah. You're like, put the camera on me. I'm ready for my cousin.
I'm not going to say anything, but just put the camera on me. Look, I'm going to be ready next time, y'all.
So how did you feel,
I'm going to be ready. Oh my God, it was emotional for me because I wish my mom would have been there and my husband would have been there and my kids, of course, my grandmother.
And this is why I didn't invite them, because I didn't think, I told what's that do? I said, it's nothing, dude.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
We just want to be in a room full of women.
Exactly.
And so, no, you don't need to come.
That was me.
I called my husband, he was asleep, honey.
So anyways, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
What? I thought we were talking together.
Well, you was talking, and then I said, that's why I didn't invite them.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You said you wish your husband would have been there, your mama.
Oh, the emotional part. See, old lady brain. Yeah, it was really emotional for me, and I can't say it enough. It's, those days we were at the 99 the 9.99 shoe store doing
A Red Ball Project
with $2, and showing up for black women when
and people saying no, you
right,
can't do that. No,
and
that's
so,
never gonna work.
Exactly. And even though we were at tables with people who wanted to do work with black women,
but they didn't want to put in work.
They didn't want to put in work, and they wanted to use their white ideas.
Right.
And so this for me was that moment, that special inside moment of, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing what you love. Passion does pay, and people are looking at you when you think they're not.
I saw you posted that. Who says passion don't pay?
Baby, my wallet empty, but my soul is full.
Amen. We're gonna do a little that. You say my soul is in that. And then you say, but my soul is full. That. That's when it start jumping up. That's when it start jumping up.
It was beautiful for me, and I'm still sucking it all up like it happened yesterday.
Emotionally, after I got home and stuff, and I talked to Wes about it, and I said, I'm really happy that we won, but I'm really mad that I didn't bet on ourselves first. Like for me, I was like, girl, I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with myself and said, honey, why does imposter syndrome have you in a fucking chokehold? Because you literally were betting on people you didn't even know. You said that they were going to win over you. And if we would have if somebody would have asked me to put money on it, I wouldn't have put money on us. And that made me very upset.
Well,
and it made me sad too.
Well, see, I would have put money on us just because it was us. But I think.
And see, that's the thing. I was like trying to be logical with the shit.
Say that again, Virgo.
For reals. I was like, okay, look, this is the. And I looked up, some of the folks, and I was like, oh, they've been around a little bit, and they really do, they putting rubber to the. Look, what are we? We're just getting out the blocks.
I wasn't thinking like that.
I was, and that's the problem. And I had to have that come to Jesus. See, this is talking about mental health, and when I say I am highly aware of where I'm at when I'm there,
good.
I mean that, because I was just like, in what world do you not bet on yourself, but you want other people to bet on you? That don't make fucking sense, girl.
Ooh, that's powerful.
I know. Look.
That's powerful.
When I went home, I literally said, I was like, he was like, well, how you feeling? I said, I'm upset though, because I did not have enough thought or value about myself and my own skills that I didn't say, we're shooing it. I should have been disappointed that we didn't win versus surprised that we did. And that hit me in the chest really hard, and I was just like, you gotta figure out why the fuck you think that you're not supposed to have the things that you want.
Say it again.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. So I just I'm starting to do that digging work and say, girl, you showed up every day.
Yep.
You showed up for others. People come to you. And you up here put 2 on pump 10, And I'm like, whoa, no. You ain't supposed to put 2. 2 ain't even gonna get you a full gallon. You ain't gonna do it. You need to be saying, put all your money on me, because I know I'm going to be a good steward of it. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And that's what we do. We make black women our business. And you cannot sell something you're not willing to buy yourself.
Absolutely.
And I had to and I've been buying it. I feel like I've been buying it. But you have to have that, to me, after this award, the award is nice. The award is great. Because I also start thinking about all the things it takes to okay, now people are looking at us, what we gotta do, we gotta perform, we gotta do, right?
Yep.
But
that's the part I'm afraid of.
See, no, I'm not afraid about the performance.
And this is
why we work well.
Work well together. Because I'm like, look at me over here. Oh, we got this. I'm finna sell you this. You finna buy it. And then you're like, well,
the inventory is.
We only have one of those, Latoya.
But we
can
get
talk to 100 people.
Now it's time to start a bidding war. That's where we at.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah, I had to like have that night had me turn a corner.
Good.
In that place of saying you cannot look at whatever surface value things that you think matter in certain situations. You have to look at what you have, the brilliance of what that looks like.
The brilliance.
And you have to go ahead first with it. There are people out here on TikTok selling everything and they don't have no shame about it.
No.
And you out here trying to help improve the lives of black women and the health and the mental wellness and all that of black women. You need to start standing in that space. Also, my mama gave me a whole sermon on the ride home.
Good.
Of like,
Thank
you have
Mama.
it, baby doll, and I don't understand why you acting like you don't.
Yes.
You know. And then my auntie called my mama and was like, the Lord spoke to me and told me to tell you to tell her. And it was unprompted. And I was like, oh, well, looky here. All the signs point to get it together because you got it. And, what good is potential if you don't realize it?
I love it.
So I like that. Look, in the week, I've been doing a lot of digging work.
Absolutely.
And it's been a lot. And I'm just like, oh, shit. I'm having a whole existential moment. I did it in public.
Without tears.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to cry now. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Afterwards, I felt like crying. I did not.
Good. I'm glad
I
you
sat
had the
over,
feeling.
like when y'all was in that line waiting to take pictures, and I went and sat on the thing.
Yeah.
It was grounding at that point because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm in my body right now.
Right.
I need to be grounded. Let me go sit down. Let me send a couple text messages. Let me focus on something I can deal with. And that's stupid to me. Like logically, it don't make sense. You work towards this is what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But emotions and logic don't usually go together. And like when you think, like I do like tarot stuff and look at tarot stuff.
What the lady say?
No, her thing is like she's like miracles aren't logical, so you can't be logical about it. She's also got Virgo. In her, she's like, so she said, get out of your Virgo mind.
Yes.
Because things that you want that you're asking the universe to provide for you ain't gonna be logical.
See,
it don't make sense.
I'm asking.
Right, everything.
My mama and my grandma used to tell me there are blessings in heaven that God can't give you unless you ask for them. And
there you go. There you go.
I'll be asking for 10 at a time.
I'm like, look, all of it. I want to drown in it at this point. Let me drown in it. It won't make me a bad person either.
It'll make you a better swimmer.
There you go. There you go. I got floaties, so we good.
Look, I got a floaty, I got a tube, I got a backpack, I got all the things.
So, okay, now that we have, gotten the Rising Star Award, now that we are we've also applied for some grant funding, and we got some other grant funding that's coming up.
And we gonna get it.
And, yeah, right, and we also want people to support us, like you want to, give us a little change and do all that kind of stuff. How do you feel like now? Like I just totally went through this whole thing about how I feel like about it and how it makes me feel like, girl, you need to start betting on yourself in a way, and I got to make some changes in that space. How do you feel about it?
I feel like we're in the place that we're supposed to be. I feel like timing is everything, and our time is now. I've always been, and people call it selfish, but I don't think it's not. I've always believed in myself. And intuition is real, and I feel like from the day that you and I met and we came up with this idea to serve, I think that serving is just part of our journeys in life, and we found a way to do that in a way that's not only passionate to us, but also in a way that gives back to the community in a way that we know they need it.
Right.
We're not trying to sell them flip-flops or sundresses, and that's nothing bad if you're selling like into the boutique thing. But I also feel like because we're really passionate about health, you have a whole ass PhD in public health and a whole bunch of other letters, and all that was intentional for us to be where we are. I feel accomplished, not like we've done everything that we're going to do, but I feel like this is just that boost of, look, this is one of the many things that you will accomplish in the work that you do.
And I think we should have a celebratory dinner with our family.
Oh, absolutely.
Like next week or something like that.
Okay.
No, seriously, I mean it.
Yeah, Conrad took me to True Lux the next day. Burning up the tab, honey.
I think it's something that we should, share with some, friends and family that we love.
They didn't come.
Well,
that we didn't invite.
Because we didn't invite because we didn't think. I'm like, something else. Because we go to things.
Yeah, all the time.
I'll tell people, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Titus asked me the other day, he goes, Mom, are you famous? And I was like, absolutely.
One day, baby.
You know, I am. In my own mind.
Senior
in
quote
my own mind.
in high school in the year 1999.
Oh, God.
Was you're all going to want me when I'm rich and famous.
Are you ready?
No, I don't want them to want me. I just want to be rich. Leave the famous.
I wanna be rich.
Oh, I wanna be rich. That's my jam. Love, peace, and happiness. I want money. Lots and lots of money. I can sing the whole song. I really
she can. She has a song for everything.
So like I'm still up here. I may not look like it.
You don't.
Inside,
She don't. Yeah.
On the outside, I'm like.
Exactly. She's
we
thinking about all the stuff
we got to
do, and I'm like, let's have a party.
Yeah.
Hey.
Like that. Let's have a party.
I am like that. So. Well, thank you guys for joining. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening.
You got any other affirmations before we wrap it up?
I mean, I stand on
for the next month. What you want for the next month?
I stand on speaking what you want into existence. If you want to feel well, say I am well. If you want to increase your financial, speak it. I need a career that pays me 6 figures. Like, I just now and always, and I learned that through therapy too, journaling, speaking it, write it down.
Yeah, because what it sounds like in here, when it comes out here,
Totally
it hits you different.
It does.
I mean, like when you're talking to somebody, like and something that was in your head comes out,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
What did that sound like?
Right, exactly.
So, yeah. So, for the next month, I'm on, I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
I'm doing the work that it takes to get to to get the imposter syndrome out of here. Because it's not just me. It happens a lot, especially with Black women, that you accomplish things in your life, but you also still feel like, I have to prove myself.
Yes.
People think I don't belong here, therefore I don't. Those kinds of things. And like, even struggling, it's been a year since I got my degree. And I'm still like, Dr. Amber.
Yes, whenever we go somewhere, y'all, she introduces herself to Sharita, and I'll be like, no, it's Dr. Sharita Amber.
In professional settings at school.
And I'm Dr. Adjacent.
Pre-PhD, like, oh girl, I love it. Pre-PhD.
I got one too. I was there. I just wasn't there, but I was there. Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, I think for the next month, I'm on trying to get some work done. Check. I'm really grinding out some stuff right now because I want when the shit comes down, it's like preparation is the key. I want to be prepared as hell.
But see, we ain't got shit. We got sugar coming down.
Right. So when the sugar comes down, I want to be able to not have a diabetic coma.
Okay, yeah, I like
and
that.
Fall out. Overwhelmed with I want to be ready. I want to be able to metabolize that shit.
Yes,
there you go.
I like that. There you go.
So, and the thing is also, like, we think over the long term, you think about appreciation, and then a lot of the validation that we have comes from external forces.
Mm-hmm.
Me not working at the old job, and this doing the new job, your validation has to now come from something else, right? For me, anyways. Like, a lot of us, who we are is so wrapped up in what we do.
It is.
And who we do it for.
We do.
So I was like, I was with, our employer for 12 years. So a lot of the things that you just kind of have to take off those pieces. And I said to myself, like, I've been out of work for 12 months, but I haven't been not working for 12 months. Yeah. I've not worked for someone else for 12 months. So you have to start in my brain, like turning that corner, turning the language and the mindset that you are not productive. You ain't working for somebody else. That's not the truth. You're we're all productive in a lot of different ways. And then also I've got an opportunity, like, right, it's summertime. I really want to take some time to, like, hang out with my kids.
Yeah.
And, like, because there's about to be a time where it's going to jumpstart, and you're not going to be able to do all that. Right. My kid is 12, and he's starting to look like a teen.
Yeah, I remember.
He's starting to look like a teen, he's starting to act like a teen. He wants to be with his friends. He doesn't want to be with me or his dad. Those kind of things. Like, one day he was like, hey, Mom, I'll watch the baby, and you go and do whatever it is that you need to do. And I was just like,
what?
Right.
Who are you?
Right. And he's like, and like my kid is starting to notice things about me. Yeah. So, like, you need a break is pretty much probably what he was thinking. As I'm like, don't do that, John. Don't do this. He's like, I'll take the baby upstairs with me, and you can do whatever you need to do for I'll do it for an hour. I'll let him watch a movie together and watch stuff. And I was just like, look at my son trying to take care of his mother. How sweet. Mm-hmm. Now take care of yourself, crazy.
You made a good human.
I'm good. I need him to be a good human because he is cursed with the Y chromosome.
Well, this is the goal. And I say it all the time. I just want my kids to be good humans and find what makes them happy in life.
Yeah, I do too. But I want a little bit more than just be happy in life. But I would like.
I just don't want to put all this restraint on what boys should be or what they should do.
Right.
Or my dreams of what I want you to be onto you.
I want my kid to be unapologetically authentic, black as fuck, and like I want him to be that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really do. So like I try my best. Like I've noticed that the tweens are starting to like impact him. Like I don't know. I'm like, dude, look at this. This was you when you were 3, jumping around doing that stuff. You can do that now. You don't have to be too cool for school. You got your whole life to play it cool.
Right.
Do it now. Have fun now, because you got your whole life to play it cool. And also, like, you're 12. You're not 20. You ain't 18.
Right.
You ain't 16. You're 12. And you're going to be grown longer than you a kid.
Amen. Who told me to grow up?
Thank you.
When your mama and them said, don't be acting grown, girl. Hey.
I never wanted to be grown. Can I put that on the record?
Can I take it back?
When I was at my high school graduation, I cried because people kept saying, what are you going to do next? I have to leave. That's what was. I had to leave. Like, I literally got on a plane the next day. Because I was in Turkey. So, I got on a plane the next day by myself. So, I was just like, I have to leave. I have to be an adult.
Look, that's a whole podcast on how women are pushed out of the nest a lot quicker than their other counterparts. Especially the first child, too. So.
I'm the first pancake. The one's kind of wonky, maybe a little burnt, maybe the stove wasn't hot enough, so it's light on one side.
Right.
It's kind of misshapen.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely.
The one they put at the bottom.
Right.
So that if you want a second, because you know it tastes good,
right,
you can go back and get that last one. Put a lot of syrup on it.
A lot of syrup and a lot of butter.
There you go.
That is absolutely true. I love that.
First pancake.
Well,
that's me.
I love you, friend.
Oh, I love you too, friend. I've been like thinking about you a lot this past week. I'm like, hey, if you had an opportunity to give your speech, what was the speech that you would give before we close out?
First off, I would say what I've been saying is I'm so happy to finally start being seen, heard, and acknowledged. Definitely would have said thank you to my husband, Conrad Swan, who has the patience of Job.
Because you're giving him that devil fire.
All the time. I am a thorn in that man's
Like, I just can't kill him, right? That's it.
The cockroach in his life. Definitely would have thanked him just because I really talked to him about being passionate in life. And, you know, we've been raised up in a society that, you know, if it ain't about dollars, then it don't make sense. And so it's really hard, just in general, telling people what your passion is and why you want to do it. And so I would have thanked the people who have been standing behind us all this time. Dr. Roundtree was one of the first people.
I sent her a message.
He kicked the door down for us in that one meeting that we had, and I love me some Alfonso.
I sent him a message. I tagged him on the speech too.
And definitely, if my family would have been there, it would have been the whole table would have flipped over. So, and my kids, because they always want to know, Mommy, what are you doing? And when I tell them what Mommy does, you know, it doesn't really register, but they know I help people. So for them to have been in a room to see how people love what Mommy does would have been pretty awesome.
Oh, that's cute and sweet. I love it. The heart. And I said that too on the stage. I said, this is the heart right here.
Yeah.
And I'm the head.
And people laugh.
And they laughed at that too. This is heart. Okay,
When
we
they
both
told
hands.
us to take us, our show on the road.
Yes, one lady was like, I watch all of the reality TV. They put us in like situations and hijinks ensue, you know, that kind of thing. I would do that.
Sharita would survive. I would instantly die.
We need to find somebody to follow us around and we can go do random stuff in the domain again.
Random black girls.
That's it. And I want to also say one more thing before we go. And I was having a conversation with someone about it. I was like, you know what? We're a nonprofit. That means we are not in the business to make money. We're in the business to make revenue streams in order to put money back into the organization so that we can help further.
Right.
What that does not mean is free.
No.
We are an organization and we have to function. So we are always looking to make money to put into the organization.
Partnerships.
We're not trying to get rich. We're not Elon Musky up in here.
No, I don't
We're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
We are actually trying to get the money. And the thing is that what we do with $20 and what we do with $200 is amazing.
It is.
What we done with $1,500,
We've turned shit
it
into
is
sugar.
amazing. And like alchemy, okay? We're turning raw things into other precious metals and gems, okay? That's what we're doing.
Precious
So,
diamonds.
just know that when we're out here working, we're out here, you know, grant funding and making partnerships, we are out here making money to put back into the community. Our goal is to put as much money in the hands of black organizations, black contributors, and businesses and so on and so forth.
Right.
So our money just doesn't stay in our hands when we try to contract or find places or whatever. We try to do it for black organizations first, for black providers and things along those lines first, because we know that there is a disparity and we're trying to offset that. And in the black community, the money doesn't turn over very much. And in other communities, it'll turn over 30 plus times before it goes outside of that community. And we stand in what we're saying is we make black women our business.
It is our business.
And there you go. Most business owners are black women.
Thank you.
There you go. And you can close us out with our content. I done said what I said.
She said what she said. And
what I said wasn't some bullshit. So there you go. Listen to that.
So thank y'all all for coming out. God bless you. And good night.